What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fantasy Sports Now. Today I'm bringing to you the top 10 fantasy pitchers ever. We just did the top fantasy pitchers from the year 2000 forward. This list is absolutely crazy. I don't want to spend too much time on the intro here. This list is almost stupid. I'm going to give you the top 10 all at once because it's just that ridiculous. I probably should have started from 1920 forward, but you know what? This is the most ever points from a pitcher. So, you know what? If you like what you see, hit the sub. We're just going to jump right into the content because that's what I do, guys. Not wasting anybody's time, especially on a list like this, which is which is crazy. So, okay, before we actually look at the list, I'm going to kind of zoom down a little. If you missed the previous one, a standard points league gives you 10 points for a win, 2 points for innings pitched, and then half a point negative for hits, walks, and hit by pitch, and then you get -1 for an earned run, and you get 1 for a strikeout. So in 2019, the last season that we actually had like a real season, a full season, we actually have, okay, Justin Verlander at 800 points, who was the top guy. I think of the 2000 to present list, he was like number 6 or something overall. So this was an exceptionally good year, like a top 6 performance kind of year. So 800 points. So keep that in mind as I scroll back up here and you see the total point. Hold on, there we go. We see the total points here. Justin Verlander had 18 or 800, and the top is 1900. So, of course, I thought maybe my calculation was wrong and I just did the whole thing wrong. But no, it's not. And this is why I wanted to give you the entire list all up front, because I don't recognize a single name on this list because they're all from the 1800s. And this is, again, probably why I should have done it like a 1920s forward, because people might recognize names from the 1920s. You know, I expected Cy Young to be on here. I expected Sandy Koufax to be on here. I expected, the best, Randy Johnson's years to be on here, but no, it's not, and the reason why is obvious. And I'll get to that in a second. But it's funny because we always talked about these all-time hitters. Babe Ruth was in the 1920s, so this is all 40 years before Babe Ruth. It's just funny that pitchers just pitched the entire time. This is before relief pitching. Obviously, it had to have been because the amount of wins is just stupid. We're at 60 wins. Pitchers, great pitchers don't get 20. The best pitcher of a season might get 20. So here's 220, and these are two of the greatest seasons we've ever seen. So this is more in the norm. So the fact that you have 60 wins is absolutely ridiculous. But these guys also pitched really well. I guess that's the thing to not take away, or the thing to take away, is we always think like, oh yeah, they just weren't smart enough to use relief pitchers when they needed them. They just kept guys in the whole time, and that was probably true for like the teams that weren't as good. But look at these ERAs. I mean, these are absolute dominant ERAs. Why wouldn't you continue to pitch these guys if they pitch that well? I mean, the innings is absolutely stupid too. If you want to compare, 200 innings is kind of the standard nowadays, but these guys are almost at 700 innings, which is absolutely just stupid, which of course raises the strikeout count. But what's funny is that if you watch the previous list, some of these guys don't have more strikeouts than, JV. How many strikeouts does JV? 300, 326 here, and so like that's more than some of these guys in here. They weren't striking out that many players, so really all their points were coming from innings pitched and wins. They're giving up a ton here, but it didn't even matter. Like this right here is a ton of points. So like I said, this list was pretty stupid. It's pretty silly. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, honestly. It's just, could you imagine having a pitcher nowadays score almost 2,000 fantasy points when they're used to scoring 800? Imagine having this season, you would basically be taking the best pitcher in the league 3 times. It's like 3 times as many points here. And it's just like, it's just funny how different the game used to be versus how it is now. So again, I probably should have done 1920s forward so we notice some names, but let me know if you know any of these names, because I don't. I really don't. And but you know what? To stay true to the title, these are the top 10 highest scoring points for a pitcher ever since they started counting stats. So it's kind of stupid, I realize it, but if you like what you saw, let me know. We're going to do a relief pitcher one next, and that one's going to be more legit. It's going to have guys that guys that have had great years. So look forward to that. They didn't used to have the relief closers, back in the day, so we don't have any crazy, ridiculous stats like this. We have more modern guys in there because they use them now. Anyway, y'all, we'll see you next time.